occupies his time by translating German articles and writings of the early 1900s into the English language. Would you give me your name, please?
Henry A. Koch.
Dr. Koch, is it all right with you if this tape recording is used for future historical purposes?
It can be used.
Okay, so where were you born?
I was born in Hager, Nebraska on August 26, 1889.
What is the name of your parents?
My father's name is Frederick Koch. My mother's name is Minna Nave Gumler.
Okay, now, how long were you in Nebraska?
My father was pastor in Nebraska for 2 years after my birth. He moved to Randolph, Wisconsin, and was pastor of the Lutheran Church in Randolph, Wisconsin. There I attended the parochial school and later on to the public school and began to study at the high school.
Okay, now you told me that before long you went to Germany. How old were you when you went to Germany?
Let's see. In 1912, after I had completed my studies at Northwestern College in Watertown, Wisconsin, and at the Theological Seminary in Wauwatosa, Wisconsin, I went to Germany to study at the University of Leipzig in Germany.
How old were you at the time?
I was 22 years of age when I left for Germany and began my studies in the classical languages, Greek and Latin. Then the First World War broke out, and I became virtually a prisoner of war. We were not involved at first, but later on our United States also became involved. And thus I became a prisoner. Nevertheless, it did not interfere with my studies, and the German people did not hinder me in any way in my studies.
Now, I guess you told me that while you were a student there was some kind of a monument that was erected to Napoleon. Can you tell me anything about that? Or did
There was, in Leipzig, there were very many historical sites of importance, such as the Thomas Kirche, in which Johann Sebastian Bach served as cantor. I also had the privilege of attending the concert in the music hall once founded by Felix Mendelssohn Bartholdy. And then I also was able to attend the celebration of the monument that was erected in Leipzig in commemoration of the victory of the United European armies against Napoleon. Battle of Leipzig took place in 1813. Napoleon defeated and had to retreat to France. Later on, he ended in St. Helena. In 1913, 100 years later, the monument was erected. A great celebration took place. Many dignitaries and principalities arrived, among them the Tsar of Russia, the Prince of Wales, the kings of Austria, Bavaria, and Italy were also present. I had an opportunity to see them all, and it was a very impressive celebration. The monument is still to be seen in Leipzig today.
Real good. Now, did you become a pastor while you were in Germany?
While I was studying there, I was a member of the Evangelical Lutheran Free Church in Germany, a church independent of the state church. There I served as a pastor, serving both the parishes in Leipzig and Dresden. At the end of the Second World War, the First World War, I was able to get my doctor's degree, and then I got a call from the Lutheran Church in Berlin, Germany, and there I was pastor from 1921 till 1936.
Oh, at what university did you get your doctorate? What was your thesis?
I had studied at the University of Leipzig and got my doctor's degree in classical philology and philosophy. My doctor's thesis was on Nemesius of Emesa. I had to determine the basis of his studies, and for this study I received my degree, and now I could continue my studies if I wanted to. But I received a call to the parish in Berlin.
Now, this writing was all in the German language, right? Now, you mentioned the state religion. Could you tell me what you meant by state religion?
There in Germany, there are two dominant churches. One church is the Evangelical Church, which combines the Lutheran and the Reformed Church. On the other hand is the Roman Catholic Church. Both are state churches. And in those churches, the pastors receive their salaries officially from the state, whereas in the Lutheran Free Church, the members contribute and receive no My wife was the granddaughter of Mr. Friedrich of San Francisco, California. He had donated the monies for the erection of the Lutheran Church in Berlin, Neukölln. His granddaughter was in Berlin at the time to see the church. I had the privilege to meet her there in 1925. She returned to San Francisco. 3 years later, I was able to revisit in the United States with my parents and relatives, and also went to San Francisco. In the year 1928, we were united in marriage by Pastor Berntal of St. Paul's Church in San Francisco, also a Lutheran church.
Did you go back to Europe then, as a married couple?
We returned to Germany, to my pastorate in Berlin, and there I served my congregation for 15 years.
This makes it about 1940 something, huh?
1936.
Until 1936? Now I believe you had a family?
The Lord granted us the birth of 3 children, one son, Henry, who is present, the pastor at the Lutheran Church in Cleveland, Wisconsin, and a daughter, Elizabeth, Mrs. Donald Knut, who is also a resident of Manitowoc, and a daughter, Ruth, who is head nurse at Ellen Hospital in Green Bay.
Yeah, real good. Now, I guess you told me that these children, although they were born in Germany, are citizens of the United States, right?
At the time of the birth of our children, we registered them with the American consulate in Berlin, Germany, and thus they are registered as American citizens.
Now, were you in Germany still yet when the Second War broke out?
No. We left Germany shortly before the eruption of the Second World War. But the political troubles that arose due to the rise of Nazism finally forced us to give up our parish there and return to the United States.
Okay, now when you came to the United States, what did you do?
We returned to the home of my parents. I received a call to Concordia College, Bronxville, New York, to teach Greek and Latin. I taught these subjects there till 1941. In 1941, I received a call to start a mission of our Lutheran Church here on the north side in Manitowoc, Wisconsin. This was a small group of Lutherans able to think of building a church of their own. They did this and erected a church on 17th and Wisconsin here on the north side of Manitowoc.
Are you still associated with that church?
Today, I am living in retirement here in Manitowoc and am a member of Grace Evangelical Lutheran Church, the same church that was founded by us.
Real good. Now, you also were pastor at Morrison for a time, right?
Yes.
Could you tell us about that?
I was pastor of Morrison from 1946 to 1969 for 23 years. And there we had not only our church, but also a parochial school with all of the 8 classes from the 1st to the 8th grade.
No, real good. Now, you retired in 1969?
I retired in 1969, and then we decided to go to Germany to visit some of the historical sites of the land of the Reformation, and also to visit the classical lands of Greece and Italy and the Bible lands of Asia Minor, Lebanon, Syria, Egypt, and
The tape is coming to a close, and Dr. Koch likes to play the piano, and he has a very fine instrument. Can you tell me about that piano?
this piano was given to me as a present by an Australian rancher who had come to celebrate his honeymoon in Germany. He asked me to accompany him and show him various sites, which I did. Out of gratitude, he made it possible for me to purchase the piano that we have. It is a Gropion Steinway, the German brother of the Steinway firm and company in New York.